Channel. Okay, so we're back here again, as you can see, with the second part in this build. Okay, so when we last left off, this is where we were. And we are going to continue on this kind of little trend here. So what you're going to do, though, is you're going to come down and you're going to set a block right there. So basically right kitty corner. And then you'll go 1, 2, 3, plop, 1, 2, 3, plop, 1, 2, 3, plop. You just keep doing that along until you get to the end. Oops. Okay. Then we'll be going up the 7 again. And you want to do that all the way along this wall as well. Oops. Just counted apparently. 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. Okay. We're going to do the same over here. And we're just going to leave this one blank though, because we're going to be building other stuff here. And then of course, putting the cut sandstone along the top of these. Oop. Oops. We're going to be doing this little design all the way across it, obviously. Okay. Oops. Try not to get that. I've done it already twice. It's not too bad though. I mean, only a little bit has to be taken away, and then you should have that all the way around now. And once you do that, we will cut out the windows for the rest of this. This spot I usually do like a little kind of storage facility, people working on it, whatever, research, things like that. button. Okay. So now that we have that accomplished, you can start from over here. I put a cut sandstone block at the bottom of each one of these windows. Oops. And I do the same thing here, pretty much, that I did on the other ones. If you don't want to do that, if you want to have the windows closed, you can do that. If you want to have some open, some closed, you can leave some of these out. I just like the little kind of effect it gives it, having the open windows. And we'll put glass in all these areas. And there you have that. So this side is almost basically done. Obviously, I'll put some floors in and all that. But what we're going to do here now is all along this bottom part. Oops. Stairs are temperamental. So we're going to put stairs all along here. There's one over here that I need to fix. And then basically what you're doing is laying stone slabs in here. And this is going to create your roof. And there you have the roof, and that part of the build is pretty much complete now. Now I normally go inside and place more blocks along the top. I'll show you what I normally do. Obviously at some point you'll have to cut a door in this area. But depending on what I'm going to have, I like to put an extra layer down, and what I do with that is to make it have like a kind of a specific lighting for it is grab one of the light blocks, kind of gives it like a little fluorescent light fixture type thing. I put those in all along the roof and ceiling area, kind of giving it like a little fluorescent light type feel to it, like a factory would have or an office building would have. Okay, so now that we have those finished, we can finish this top portion of our build. So what we're going to do is we're going to go 2 in, and then at the third one we'll place a block, And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the sixth one, place a black. 2, 3, 4, 5, sixth one, place a black. 2, 3, 4, 5, and the sixth one, place a black. 2, 3, 4, 5, place a black. 2, 3. I think I counted wrong. Maybe I didn't. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 2, 3. Okay, yeah, I guess so. This one's going to be kind of a little further back than it needs to be, but it is what it is. And then you can bring these all the way up to the top point that you need. Of course, clip the block off at the very top. Ooh, perfect. Stopped right on where I needed to stop. Okay. And we'll want to do the same thing on this side. So basically you go in by 2. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait. Was that the wrong one? This one worked. Why didn't the other one work? Did you guys see me count wrong? Because apparently I counted wrong. Where did I? Went 2 in. Went 2 in. I don't get that at all. Anyway. Sorry about that, guys. Let's go ahead and build up our pillars on this side. And we'll want to place our slab, cut stone all along the top. That's where it gets a little tricky because we're going to need to put this in. You're going to do this all along to the back of your structure. That's just going to bother me forever. Well, this one's basically almost done, because we can't really add in at the roof point. And there we go with that. The back I usually leave pretty plain, because I cut out basically a couple of like little placements for where your equipment would roll out for either testing or sale or whatever. So let's actually start at the back. Oops. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll put a thing here. Oops. Kind of get ourselves situated. We're going to do this all the way along the entire top circumference of the building. Oop, that was a little high. And that's why I like to have it as 5s. Apparently I did something off with this side, and I don't know what. Because it's all coming out correct, except for the pillar. But that's not too big of an issue, really, for me. It's a little annoying, but other than that, it's not much of one. So now what we're going to do oops, I don't know why I did that. This is going to go all the way around. Is we're going to do this. And basically place this is a kind of like little neat add-on at the very top of the roof. It's a little design. And this will go all the way around as well, placing them just as so. Excuse me. And just because I want to be able to kind of like connect these spots, I'm going to go ahead and say let's put a pillar here as well. We'll do the same thing, 2 in over here as well. So place another pillar here. This will kind of be our closing point for this particular section of the build. Oops, on the wrong block. kind of signify the end to that. In the beginning of a new section of build. Or building. And like I said, we can actually probably this here too. Go all the way across. And we can put a nice little big window here for another platform. And then what we're going to be doing back here, some of that grass, so it's not in the way, is we're going to be putting doors in here. Basically, this is where your equipment would be able to come out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I want to do the same over here. Go 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And if you're like me, I like to put little bits of decoration on my archways sometimes, especially if they're not going to have a actual door. I mean, you guys could always build some shutter looking doors. I just don't like anything that's not functional. I like it to be actually functional and usable. And there we have that. So now the only thing left to do is place all our windows along these areas. That's why it's off. Right there. That's a pretty easy fix though. So let's go ahead and quickly fix that. Sorry about this, guys. I did not realize I had miscounted. So this one was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's actually supposed to be right there. And that's what threw me off. And there we go. We have come across why it was wrong. So it is only supposed to be 1 thick. Once again, I apologize for that. My bad. I just miscounted. Happens to us all. Okay. There we go. You don't have to do this part. I'm just a stickler for detail. I like everything to be kind of symmetrical. Oh. I put it a little high, but oh well. Okay, so now we can do the windows. And the windows will be basically the same as these ones. So you want to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And place these blocks just as so. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Place block slabs. This is pretty much what you want to get accomplished. Get all these windows taken out, put in. Get all the bricks taken out and the windows put in. once again, you see something I can do better, a little different, whatever you enjoyed, just leave me a comment and I will work on that for the next video, because I want to make sure that this content is enjoyable for you and that it is easier to follow than most would be. Thus, if you watched my first video for this, you'll see that I obviously that I kind of coordinated the lines so that you would know where to place everything. And I try not to use too many I try not to use more materials than I can hold to make a place. That way there's less swapping out. That may not always be the case, but I try to. If I can, I will keep it as simple yet enjoyable as this, where you can quickly build and you don't have to go swapping out for different materials and all that, because hopefully if you're watching this and building this structure and you enjoy this, and like me, I like how this turned out incredibly. It made me very happy with the outcome. Obviously that's why I wish to share it with everyone. And it didn't use, I didn't have to go in and keep swapping out materials because I used 45 different blocks to make this. I kept it nice and simple, yet it's a very nice to look at structure. It's got a lot going for it. It's not bland, it's not just squarish and all that. It definitely, it's not the best out there, but I like it, and I hope you do as well. For the most part, I am only going to be constructing the outer shell of the building. Basically, you guys can do however you like in the inside. If you don't prefer to have a factory like how I have designed it, to have the little doorways and area for it to get out, that is quite fine. Some people might not want to do that. Some people might just want a factory. So now what we're going to do is, with that building section of the building, we're going to fill this in with brick. You can use cement or whatever you like, whatever makes your ceiling feel adequate. basically going to be doing the same thing that we did on the other part of the roof at this one. It's just such a large surface to cover that I just want to have a nice little thing to be able to lay all the blocks on instead of having to float across like the little section that I had down there. Missed. Then you'll put the brick stairs along as we did earlier with the last roof. Oh, I missed two of them. And then we're going to fill in the last bit with this stone slabs. Best part of a build is just filling it all in, right? And there you have it. That is my factory build. Like I said, for the reason why I did the roof the way I did it, is you can go in and place these basically wherever, and you kind of get recessed lighting that looks good as well as lights up the area. Like I said, I'm not really going to go into how to do the inside of it. I will leave that up to you guys. But if you liked this build and you'd like to see more or any of the other ones that I have created, please leave a like and comment. And if you really liked it, please subscribe. Any feedback is always accepted and always thought of. I appreciate anything that you guys can say, and I will do a walkthrough soon, I promise, of my world and show you some of the other buildings. And if you like some of these other buildings, you can go ahead and let me know, and if it's not one of my more complicated ones, I might just build it and show you the tutorial of that. But hopefully you enjoyed this build with Housefirefly. And remember to hit the like and subscribe button, especially if you enjoyed this. And I will see you guys all again next time.